All right, guys, I got to kind of chuckle. I was planning to do a 50,000 mile review on my Cummins Diesel, and things are changing a little bit. Everything's been really good, but I might be on the verge of having some problems. So let's talk about this. So if you're new to the channel, I've done tons of videos on this truck, and it's actually been a pretty good truck. The Cummins, in my opinion, kind of legendary diesel engine, really phenomenal. I've been really happy with the upgrades I've made and going to talk about what 50,000 miles of ownership in this truck has been like. I mean, it's holding up. I have had some repairs, but nothing crazy. As an example, we've done brakes on this. Did I need to? No, but I kind of wanted to be thorough and just kind of have that off my plate. At 38,000 miles, we had one, I think it was upper ball joint or lower ball joint that was a little soft, but it was out of warranty. My thought was, if one is soft, probably the other are bad. So we did all upper and lower ball joints. We just about 3,000 miles ago had one U-joint that was kind of clicking. I just replaced the U-joint in that corner. That corner over there is still original. I had a coolant leak. I thought it was an oil leak. I've never heard of this before, but the guys here at the dealership, when I brought it in to get service work done, they said the oil leak was not actual oil, and instead they said it was a freeze plug that was leaking coolant in this motor. I've never heard of anything like that on a modern engine. They fixed it. We're about to find out if that issue is back or not, because this is unfortunately in for another issue now, which I'll talk about in a second. Did the thorough leveling kit on this thing. Really happy with that. These Fox 2.0 shocks are awesome. I love these Raceline wheels with the Falcon AT3Ws. This is a phenomenal tire. I'm really happy with it. Road noise seems pretty decent. Wow, okay. That's interesting, guys. We're talking about this. Check that out. I don't know what caused that, but there is a chunk of the tire missing. All right, well, I like the tires. They had about 12,000 miles on it. I'm gonna have the dealer look at that because I don't think that's very normal. So, man, that is crazy. I've never seen a tire do that before. Anyhow, stock, this thing's never been tuned. I just did fuel filters, just did an oil change. Overall, not had many issues, but I have had a few. In the cold start, I've had a light come on. It says low coolant in the wintertime. And I've read this is very common with these fifth-gen Cummins. They say the sensor in cool weather is super sensitive. Dealer says they see this all the time. Be curious to see what's up with that. Not a big deal, but we will get that squared away, and hopefully that issue doesn't come back. But where this video gets really ironic is why I'm here today. Because I got in the truck earlier, running some errands. And as you can see, here's my miles, 50,746. And I got a light on the dash. I think it's off now, but I'm gonna check and see if it's back. And it said, service emission system. It said, see dealer. So when I go into my vehicle information, no messages are stored. But I talked to the dealer, and they think potentially this is gonna be a DEF system issue. In warranty here in a few months, and I've been kind of thinking like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna add more warranty? I'm not really sure. I've been getting prices on extended warranty because I'm a little nervous to own one of these modern diesels out of warranty. They're just not reliable. I hate to say that, and people can argue with me on that, but if you wanna keep one of these things emissions intact, you're gonna deal with crap like this, and I'm not really sure I want to. So now I'm starting to look at what are my options. Is it warranty time? I'm not really sure. Is it pay out of pocket, or are there other options to just not deal with this emission stuff if you live in Canada or Mexico, if you know what I mean? Personally, I'm a fan of keeping vehicles under warranty, reliable, and I found stock is typically the best for that. This has generally, I think, been a pretty good truck. When I look at the interior and everything, seats are holding up pretty decent. I mean, this is a super work truck, and that's what I wanted it for. Kind of wanted to beat on it a little bit, and that's what we've done. We've used this thing as a work truck. I mean, when I look at the frame, you know, I mean, it's holding up really good. I have a tiny bit of surface rust, but for a 5-year-old truck that's been in Michigan, I don't think that's bad. One thing I've noticed about Dodge vehicles, and this is something I've noticed with other Ram trucks I've had in the past, is I swear the paint on this stuff is so freaking thin. Like, if I go along the bedsides here, you're just gonna see scuffs that I don't even know where the scratches came from because I don't even lean over, but you'll just see these little marks like right there. I don't even know where that came from. No one, and I swear the paint on the side of these trucks is just so thin. It's a nice looking paint. It just doesn't seem to have the thickness of some of the others out there. As far as upgrades, I've got many videos on all of that. I've upgraded the LED bulbs in here and some other things. But overall, I think it's a pretty decent truck. But like a lot of other people that own diesel trucks, I start wondering when these trucks have some miles on them. And mine's not really got that many miles on them. But are diesels really the best option, you know, once you start getting out of warranty? We're about to see what these guys are going to tell me for, is this thing going to be under warranty or not? And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to be super happy if they tell me this is under powertrain warranty, but yet if the emissions are not under warranty, I'm going to be pretty upset about that. That's kind of a joke. I don't know how a powertrain works if the emissions are not covered under warranty. That's like saying your house is under warranty, but the foundation under the home is not, and your foundation's failing. It just doesn't make sense. You can't have one without the other. So I hope they cover that, because otherwise I'm going to start looking for other options. And the Hurricane impressed me. I'll have another video where I just did a towing review on the new SST motor. This is the standard output twin turbo 3-liter Hurricane. My buddy's got one. He's been towing a similar trailer to me, and it's doing really well. So especially for towing. But anyhow, I will update this video after this truck gets back from the dealer. And I'm hoping for the best that this is covered under warranty and it's something small. Well, some sort of good news. Just got the truck back. It's been at the dealer for the last week because I had that light come on in the dash and it had an open issue with some sort of sensor with EGR. I'm going to show you guys. Do a little quick warm start here. Let's see. I want to see if I can hear the bell train noise. Quiet, nice. But here's what's interesting. So, see how many miles. I know they drove this thing a few times just to make sure that there was no issue with the EGR back on. So you can see they did a few miles on this thing. I gotta check exactly. All right, let's see. Make sure nothing's on. No lights on the dash. No stored messages. Okay, that's good. So everything's good there. But, so here's what's interesting. Service light came on. They found check engine light was off. It remained off during a duration. Brought it into the shop, and Inspect It went over and found some codes. And they said it was an exhaust gas temperature 2, 3, and 4 that had a performance and circuit code. Inspected it, did not find any physical damage. Reviewed wiring diagram, sensors, inspected inline. Okay, blah, blah, blah. All they did was, they said the sensor was not seated properly and the locking tab was not engaged. Reconnected it, all issues went away. Pop the hood now and see if we can find this EGR sensor that was unplugged. Trying to see where this temperature sensor is that they're referring to. I wonder if it could be that one right there with the green cover, or is it potentially this right here? They said about a locking tab not connected. I'm not seeing, you know, I don't know if it could be here. But what's interesting is, they said there's a sensor that came unplugged. And I can't help but wonder, could this have been part of when they did that CP3 recall? You know, I'm looking down here. I mean, everything looks good, but curious your guys' thoughts. I mean, it's not a big deal. It seems like everything is functioning correctly now. But I find it odd that, in fact, there was some stuff disconnected. I've never taken any of this stuff apart, and I know the guy behind me never did. So just wanted your guys' thoughts. So people wondering, all right, what's my opinion? All right, so what's my opinion? 50,000 miles in to the Cummins Ram 2500. Really haven't had much of an issue. I've had a bunch of recalls, but it's never put me any downtime. Everything's held up pretty decently. I'm gonna be really particular because I'm about to get out of powertrain warranty, and I wanna make sure things are, you know, in decent shape in case I don't get an extended warranty for it or not. But I'm pretty happy overall with this truck. I think Ram makes a pretty decent truck. I think it's a pretty high value truck. I've worked this thing, nothing crazy heavy, no more than 11,000 pounds. But overall, I think this is a pretty good buy. I don't think I'd ever delete it or anything like that. I don't think you pick up the value of, you know, I know you have to add the def and whatnot, but I just don't see much purpose in deleting these things. I haven't had yet an issue where it's kept me stranded. That would be a different answer if that did happen. But def cost me what, 60 bucks a year, 80 bucks a year? Not a big deal. But if that does lead to more problems, then I'll address that later on down the road. So Power's been great. Engine braking, phenomenal in the Cummins. I love how this thing sounds. You know, when everybody complains about the 68 RFE, well, I got 50,000 miles and I don't have any issues yet. The one thing I got to go do now is get this tire situation addressed. Hey, if you enjoy the video, feel free to leave a comment, like down below. Thanks for watching.